To Dr. Naru Narayanan. He is president of the Hospital Consultants and Specialists Association. A very good morning to you, Dr. Narayanan. Has the government given you or any of your representatives any indication whatsoever that they are open to negotiate?
Not at all. The dispute is still on. I've had meetings with the Department of Health and Social Care where we have put forth a formula to bring an end to this negotiation. We are absolutely not saying that it has to be done in one go. There is a prospect of having a multi-year deal, and I've put forth that to the Department of Health and Social Care to take it to Steve Barclays. And really, there are two parties in this dispute, and only one of them is maintaining a hard line, and that's the government. Both parties have to give ground somewhere to bring an end to this dispute. This has gone for far too long, and patients are caught in the middle of this.
And for the benefit of our viewers, Doctor, could you just lay out what the revised terms that your colleagues would accept look like? If not 35% in one go, what would it look like?
So, well, we've not come to it. Has to be a multi-year deal of about inflation pay award until pay restoration is achieved. And how we go about that, how long it might take, has to be the basis of that negotiation. There's nothing to stop the government to come and have a chat with us about this, talk to us, and bring an end to this dispute. We know that the NHS is in crisis. The doctors are leaving the profession. There's been a report in the Telegraph today about 42% of doctors wanting to go to Australia. And Australia have made no secret about this. They're advertising, asking us if you're a UK-based doctor wanting to immigrate and trouble with the terms and conditions. We need to stop this because senior doctors are worried about the pipeline of senior doctors coming through in the future and maintaining an NHS.
Yeah, my former guest last hour was talking to me about that problem specifically as well. Could conciliation help you here? I mean, it feels like negotiations just seem to be stuck. Any chance of involving ACAS?
I would be delighted if ACAS were to be involved. I would welcome any intervention that would bring an end to this dispute. And with this in mind, Matthew Taylor's suggestion that ACAS be involved is to be welcomed, and I hope the government accept that as well. And I think it could help bring this dispute to a speedy end.
And has ACAS assisted with these kind of disputes, specifically with the BMA and other associated unions?
In the last dispute in 2016, which HCSA was not involved in, I believe it did. And some of the junior doctors are a bit skeptical about ACAS's role because they felt they were hard done by their involvement. But I think these are new situations. This is completely uncharted territory at the moment. And I think we should give ACAS a chance.
If the government won't go to ACAS and there's no movement from the government on the terms that you're proposing, what option have you got left other than not just renewed industrial action, but the potential of coordinated industrial action with the nurses?
I cannot rule out that our junior doctors won't coordinate strike actions with other unions, particularly the RCN. So that's certainly on the table. And I would hope that we don't get to that stage and we would enter into a period of negotiation which brings this dispute to an end.
Does the RCN rejecting the offer from the government run counter to what you're trying to achieve? Because the RCN said no, Unison has said yes. So it just leaves everything in limbo, doesn't it?
So it depends. The RCN, the government do want to have the nurses on a different contract compared to the other AFCs. So I believe that's probably the reason why the RCN have rejected this offer. They have climbed down from a position of 19% and be offered 5%. I think their members are finding that a very derisory offer. So yes, it does leave things in a limbo, but AFC unions are different to the medical union. So I think that's one of the reasons why that looks like that there are counter views here.
And Doctor, could your hospital cope if nurses and junior doctors went on coordinated strike?
Sorry, I didn't get that question.
I was asking if your hospital could cope if nurses and junior doctors both went on strike at the same time.
It'll be incredibly hard because nurses and doctors work together. If there are no nurses to support the doctors and vice versa, I think patient care could be seriously impacted. I fear for significant disruption.
All right, Dr. Naru Narayanan, thank you very much for talking to us.
Thank you.